Hello. Let's see if this is working. Oop. Is it still working? Are people on? Okay. Oh my gosh, Aurelia, really? All right. I'm glad to be here with you all this morning. I was having some technical difficulties after I found out my computer didn't allow my video to work. So hopefully this works for you all. Everybody hear me okay? All right. So, how's everyone doing? I'm up here in Pennsylvania, and I learned last night that Texas is slowly reopening, or I guess beginning to reopen businesses next week. So I'm wondering, how does everyone feel about it? What are your thoughts or your emotions that are rising? Hi, Matt. Hi, Fran. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Paige. Good morning. Good morning. Concerned. Yep, that is understandable. I feel like it's gonna be interesting to see how people react to getting back out into new spaces as people try to hold on to what was normal or what is left over from normal. So what are some other things arising for you all as Texas reopens businesses? Or if you're not in Texas, where are you and what do things look like where you're at? True. Still learning how people will actually respond, if they'll take certain precautions. And for the folks who have been essential workers or haven't stopped working or going into work, testing is important. Okay, well, as we begin our coffee with the pastor this morning, I'm grateful to join you all. I'm all the way from Pennsylvania. I miss being back home. I miss being with family and seeing friends. But funny enough, I was actually telling Aurelia that I feel like I've been operating in Central Standard Time instead of Eastern Standard Time, because I think of how I'm going to join Peace of Christ Coffee with the Pastor each morning, or if I go to small group, what time it is in Texas to join in. So I feel like I'm not even present with the time here, even though I am here. So It's interesting. It's an interesting space to be in. I doubt that Pennsylvania is going to be reopening businesses as soon as Texas. I've heard mid-May, but things look quite different here. So I thought as what I wanted to do this morning is do something creative. So instead of, or I guess I want to do something creative in the sense that it is interactive with you all. So this morning we're going to do some creative visualization, a meditation on that. So I'm going to prompt you all to think about some rhetorical questions that I raise and what that means for you. We're going to move through some emotions and hopefully have some hope by the end of it. But first, I want to start with a blessing. So, this is a book that my spiritual director gave to me, who is in Austin also. And this book is full of different blessings based on certain times that are happening in someone's life. It is called To Bless the Space Between Us, a Book of Blessings by John O'Donohue. And the blessing that I'm going to read this morning is from A New Beginning. I actually pulled this book out of boxes. I had so many boxes that I still have yet to unpack. And this was in the last box that I looked in. So I'm glad that I found it so I could share it with you all today. Hi, Rose. All right, for a new beginning. And it is also crazy cool how much I don't think this book was written in light of the times, but it connects so well to where we're at. Oh, okay. I love that y'all love John O'Donohue. Okay, for a new beginning. In out of the way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the gray promises that sameness whispered. Heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent, wondered, would you always live like this? Then the delight, when your courage kindled, and out you stepped onto new ground. Your eyes, young again with energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning. This is at one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will be home in a new rhythm. For your soul senses the world that awaits you. That is For a New Beginning by John O'Donohue. So for me, this morning and this time, I feel like, oh, hi Amanda. Oh, Brandy. I feel like I have had to tap back into some things that have been important to my self-care. I've had to go back into the things that I used to do that would nourish my soul, and a big part of that for me has been writing. Sometimes I overthink to the point of exhaustion. I don't know if anyone is there with me, but for me, an important ritual that I've gained accustomed to doing is something called morning prayers, where I take 30 minutes of each day to start writing whatever comes to mind, just free writing, whatever I need to say in that moment, whether it's processing a dream I had the night before or words that might not even make sense or go together, just something to outlet or process what's happening in my head. So, as I've been entertaining new ways and unfolding other ways to take care of myself in this time, I wanted to invite you all to embrace something new. So, this morning I was thinking of doing a writing workshop, so to speak, but instead of a writing workshop, you can write if you'd like. But basically, this creative visualization was inspired by Ruby. I don't know if you all know who she is, but she is a pretty well-known poet. And literally about a month ago, she did a writing workshop on her live Instagram account, and basically had us journey in writing through certain prompts. So, in light of that, I was inspired to recreate what she did into some creative visualization. So, I invite you to participate by writing if you'd like, or you can simply sit where you're at, eyes open, eyes closed, and intentionally daydream or think about the questions being asked. And of course, you can also simply put whatever comes to mind if you feel like sharing in the comments as well. So this process of creative visualization, I will take you through a journey of what things have been like and where you want things to progress or grow into. So, to start, is everyone ready? To start, if you could take a deep breath with me. All right. In this journey of quarantine, I'd like you to name something you've been struggling with. So for me, that's looked like grief. Sometimes that's looked like struggling with difficulty from physical distancing from people or not being close to home. For me, that's also looked like learning a routine or imagining what productivity looks like and reimagining that for myself. So name something that you've been struggling with. How has this struggle shown up in your life? Where did you meet this thing you've been struggling with? When did you notice its presence? Has it shifted your daily routine? How has it shown up for you? For me, that's looked like sometimes being triggered by things unrelated to what was happening with COVID, but other things arising instead. So remembering some of the self-care basics that have been essential, whether that is soaking in an Epsom salt bath or practicing meditation, riding, walking, going outside. Now, how can you overcome this struggle? What does it look like to let go? What do you need to let go of? How do you manage or deal with what you are feeling? And whatever emotions, thoughts, or things that come up for you is perfectly acceptable. It's also asking yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? What does letting go look like? And as we continue to move, I want you to describe, think through what it feels like to be set free of this struggle. Just for this moment, what does it feel like to let loose? What is new? What is changing? What do you visualize? Is it a sunshiny day? Can you see yourself walking on the beach? Do you feel nourished or loved at home where you're at? And in this last portion, what new habit, intention, or dream can you create? As this new space, this new world is unfolding, how do you create space for yourself or for others? What positive energy or hope does it bring in your life? All right. So how did that feel for everybody? To focus on a certain feeling or emotion that has been ever present, and this realization that you can and will overcome this thing. I think for me, one of the bigger things that I've noticed show up from the beginning and as I ebb and flow through my day is grief. Sometimes not knowing how it will show up or when it will show up. But for me, taking the time to say, this is what's happening. This is how I feel, or what is coming up for me in this moment, and giving myself grace to feel those things, and then to also let them go, to take care of myself, to check in on myself, and when I am cared for, to also care for others. So, to end our time this morning, I'm just going to share a brief portion of what I wrote, kind of adapted for this time. Grief. We met on a journey of alignment, an awakening of fulfillment to what I needed. We met in an unexpected way when I was determining the yes, the no's, the maybes of what is next. When we met when I could no longer embrace the old. I wanted something new, something more. And here you are. I could see you coming a mile away, heavy as a ton of bricks lying at my footsteps, too weighty to move all at once. So I work, brick by brick, to remove the havoc you left here. Grief. I just don't like the emotions you bring up in me. This grief looks like mornings where it's difficult to get out of bed, rolling over from thoughts of grief from the night before, tossing, turning, restless. And yet I let go. I await something new arising within me. This hope of dreams to come, fulfillment of new ways to explore all that can come from it. I give myself space to arise, to breathe, to love. A divine energy waiting for me. So I hope that working through things that come up for you, knowing that negative thoughts do come, but there can also be positivity related to it too. So as that happens in your own life, I pray that we continue to work through those things together. So I look forward to more from Peace of Christ. I am grateful for all that you do. You all are like family to me, so I'm happy to join you this morning. Many blessings on the rest of your day, the week ahead, and as you embrace this new space that we're in. Love you all. Bye.